Hello DHS and welcome to the Hour of Code 2020. If you haven't already done so, please take out a device such as your school iPad or a personal laptop and visit hoc.dhsprogramming.com. Upon arrival, you will be greeted with this lovely website that was built with the same template that you will be using to create your own website today. And we'll be doing that with a service called GitHub, which is a free code sharing website owned and operated by Microsoft. It's a fantastic resource for programmers. So today we'll be using their GitHub Pages service to create and host a website completely for free. So open a new tab and go to github.com, and in the top right corner, click sign up. If you already have an account, you can click sign in. Provide a username, email address, and password. You will have to confirm this email address, so make sure to put in one that you actually have access to. You'll also have to answer a small CAPTCHA. Once you're all done, hit the big blue Create Account button, and it'll ask you a whole bunch of questions. Feel free to ignore them completely. They're not required in order to create an account or anything. So just head on back to our DHS programming website and scroll down and click the example code button, and you'll be taken to our own GitHub page. So there'll be a bunch of code here, and we're going to want to fork the repository, or basically make a copy of it. But in order to do that, we're going to have to verify our email address. So go to your school email or whatever email you use to sign up for GitHub Pages and just verify that email address, and you'll be able to fork the repository. And once you've verified your email, you can click that fork button, and that'll play this nice little fork animation, and you'll have your own copy of our website code. Now, this is yours to do whatever you want with. You can edit this basically as much as you want, and this code will be published on the internet. You'll be given a link so that you can see it, your friends can see it. Basically, it's a real, legitimate website that you can put whatever you want on. So if you scroll on down to index.html in this little file display on the left, this is what we're going to be editing first, which is it's an HTML file, so it basically contains all of the content of the website. So all the words on the page, if you want to put an image in there, all of it is going to be in this HTML file. And it's very big, but don't worry, we're going to take you through how to sort of edit it. So first click that pencil icon to edit it, and you should be taken to this page. Let's first focus on line 9, which is title in a little tag with the greater than less than caret symbols, HOC 2020, and then a close tag for that same title parameter. So make sure you don't interrupt any of these tags. Leave the carets and everything intact, or you might break your formatting. But in between those tags, you can edit as much as you want. So feel free to delete HOC 2020 and replace that with whatever you want, like my cool website. Anything that you want, you can put your name there, whatever you desire. So now if we scroll down, starting on line 15 is this body tag, and that means that everything below is what actually appears on the web page. The title is what shows up in the tab at the top of your browser. So if we look, we should see DHS HOC 2020 on line 23 in between these H1 tags, which are header tags. So our hoc.dhsprogramming.com website was built with this same template. So if you return to there, you can sort of use that as a reference for what that looks like. So you can see in big letters HOC 2020, that is the equivalent of the H1 tags here. So you can delete that and then replace it with whatever you want. So like, for example, if you type in hello world, you'll have in really big letters at the top of your page something like hello world. And you can feel free to scroll on through this and change any other parameters of this that you want. Really anything here is editable. So just be careful not to mess with any of the tags. So once you're all done, you can scroll to the bottom and hit the big green commit changes button, which will save all the edits that you've made. So if you then return to HOC 2020 HTML GitHub Pages template, which is the name of the repository, you'll be taken back to this main home page. And next, we're going to be changing the background. So if you go into the assets folder and then the CSS folder, we're going to be dealing with CSS. So that is essentially the formatting of the website. So if you go into those folders and then edit main.css, you'll be greeted with this large imposing file. We're only going to be dealing with one line of it for right now, however. So CSS is more technical than HTML, so it might help to go back to our hoc.dhsprogramming.com website and check our written guide, which has written out instructions if you might find that helpful. We're only focusing on one line in this main.css file. So you can click that pencil icon to edit it once again, and we're going to be scrolling down to line 103. That has this little background image line, which just defines the background as a gradient from these two colors. Now, there are a lot of things here. The string of 6 digits and a letter followed by the hashtag #$ thing, that is essentially a color code. So if we go to uigradients.com, we can get a bunch of nice gradients for whatever we want. So go to that website and just scroll through and feel free to pick whatever you want. So for example, if you like the sand to blue gradient, you'll see at the top of the page those two color codes that are, again, 6 numbers or letters and a number sign. You can copy that first code and then replace the code in the background image line of text with the code that you've copied. So you can just delete that and then paste it in, and then do the same thing with the second code. Go back to uigradients.com, copy that second code, go back to your main.css file, and then you can paste that in as well in place of the second code. And once you're all done with that, once again, you can scroll down and hit that big green commit changes button to save everything that you've done. And now we're going to be publishing this little website that we have. So if you go to that settings tab at the top and scroll all the way down, you'll find this section called GitHub Pages. So we'll just change the source from none to main. And then you don't have to change anything with regards to the folder. You can just leave it as root and then hit save. And it'll take a few minutes to update, but if you scroll back down, you'll be given a URL for your website, which is now live on the internet. It will take a few minutes to update. If you see a 404 page like this, don't worry, it's perfectly normal for it to take some time. If you want to speed it up a bit, you can try typing index.html at the end of that last slash at the end of the URL. That might speed it up. Just hit go, and then after a little bit, it'll be live with your website. You'll see my cool website at the top, or whatever it is that you put. You'll see our gradient in the background, the big hello world text, and really the sky's the limit with regards to how much customization you can do to this website that you have. So enjoy playing around with your new website, and happy coding, DHS.